Hello, this is the Tradesight U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 20th of April, 2016. Here's a look at the ES front-month futures contract. Didn't really do much today. S&P, we'll talk about the cash indices, but overall the market was down. S&P itself put in a winner. We came up and we've tested the risk line from the 13 sell signal now, so we'll see what that does to the market in the days ahead, but we're right at that level here. That's despite the fact that everything else was red, so let's look through it here. Oil down 97 cents to 41.50. That doesn't look right. Gold up 90 cents. That's no big deal. The S&P did close up 6 in the process. Like I said, it was about the only thing that closed up 6. Here's the NDX 100, the NASDAQ down 32 after gapping up and selling off really quick. Broad market didn't sell off with it. You'll see it's a strange day when you look at the two sides. It was very different. We made some good money in the futures early with another big move, and there were some great stock calls today again as well, but the overall market was kind of SOX was down 8, which is kind of a blip, although it brings it near the low of the last couple of weeks, which have been pretty narrow. Biotech's down 57.5 or 58 almost, which is still kind of a blip for that index. The VIX down 11 cents. It's a new low close for the year, a new low close since basically in August, which is interesting. The trend closed at 0.61. That brings the 10-day moving average down to 0.95. Remember, a reading under 0.85 on the 10-day moving average indicates a top in the market as well, so look out for that. Here's 1.6 billion shares on the NASDAQ. That's obviously better than Thursday, Friday, and Monday were, and that's because earnings have started to pick up, and we're going to see more of that. We had Intel report after today and Yahoo, and we'll have a lot more later this week. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ was plus 238. On the New York, it was plus 1224. That seems pretty good breadth considering the fact that almost everything was down. Google, or all the key sectors were down. Google down 11 and change after approaching the highs. Apple down 57 cents, continuing the day's plunge from the day before. Amazon down 7.45. Netflix down 14.06. And the put call ratio closed at 0.742. All right, let's take a look at the intraday action, 5-minute candles. So here you can see the ES gapped up, put in a 13 sell signal. It's pretty much the high of the day there. But look how it never pulled back initially, and then over lunch finally broke down, went down, filled the gap, and then kind of just drifted back up for the rest of the day. It wasn't much to the afternoon. Meanwhile, the NASDAQ side, look at the gap up, the sharp plunge, and made a lot of money on the futures there. Then we get a bounce back up, and then it did sell off over lunch as well and didn't quite recover as well, although, you know, still closed mid-range for the session in the middle of all this earnings stuff. So mixed signals from the markets there in terms of the two sides. And again, this is core earnings season, so everything's different, right? You got a lot of gaps because of earnings and everything. We got the futures currently showing down 7 on the ES and 13 on the NQs, but we've got earnings before the bell tomorrow as well. That could change that, obviously. In addition, tomorrow being Wednesday, we've got MBA mortgage index at 7 a.m., existing home sales at 10 a.m., crude oil inventories at 10:30 a.m. Those are all Eastern time. None of those are a big deal. So we probably won't have any major news movement. Still to come this week, Philly Fed, leading indicators. That's about it. So everything's focused on earnings. Just make sure you're paying attention to which stocks are reporting after the bell before you hold anything overnight, because you put yourself at a lot of risk, and that's not what we're here to do. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. We'll be in the lab all week. Have a great trading session.